What is going on, world? I am the Hungarian Experiment, and welcome back to another video where I respond to your YouTube comments. Now, this is a very, doesn't really have anything to do with the video that they commented on, but it's a great question, so let's just dive right into it. So, Keith Richards, thanks Keith, he commented and asked, he said, "Hey bro, I love all the material you put out. Real quick though, if you have the time, do you practice meditation?" So I commented right back to him and I said, periodically in the past, I experimented around with doing deep, heavy breathing, where that's all I do is and then I'd change up the tempo, change up the rhythm. I'd do long, deep breaths, so try to take a breath in as long as I can, so like, and then blow it out as long as I can. So I experimented around with this heavily over 2015 when I was first doing the stomach vacuum experiments. I wanted to find a way to, along with loosening up my stomach and my obliques and all the muscles in there, I wanted to do stuff with breathing, because along with the stomach vacuum, you're blowing out all the air in your lungs. So that is something I wanted to do as well. So for the first month or two of 2015, I really experimented around with meditation heavily. As well, in the past, throughout my teens, I would periodically experiment around with, just sitting there, crossing my legs, and as I mentioned, doing the deep, heavy breathing and messing and changing and manipulating the intervals and the rhythm and the tempo that I do the breathing to see how it affected me. Now, for myself, and what I commented here is that I noticed that when I wake up in the morning, once I do my morning bathroom duties and I start to get my day going and I'm more mentally aware and awake, that once I'm fired up, I'm ready to go. Like, I brush my teeth, I do my stuff there, and it's like my brain's already going, and I feel that the more I progress in life and the more projects I bring upon myself, that I'm just more fired up in the morning. My brain's instantly wired and ready to go after 5 to 10 minutes of waking. So for myself, then, even after doing my morning experiments, to try to calm down my brain and to just sit there for 10 to 15 minutes is very hard for me to do, because I want to start writing my to-do list. I want to start going off into comments and reading comments and responding, or recording these videos or editing, and every day it's different. So right now my life isn't very structured. Meditation is something that I really want to get into because I know there are many benefits along with it. But, and as I mentioned here in this comment, is that I believe you can get the same similar aspects, the same benefits from meditation through other areas in your life. And as I said, we'll discuss this a little later when we get to that part in the comment here, but let's keep going. So I'd say that about 2 to 3 times a week after I smoke weed, because I basically smoke weed on a daily basis, as I mentioned there, even at nighttime, it's hard for me to gear down my brain. Like, if I'm not dead tired and completely exhausted from the day, like, I'm just tossing and turning for an hour or two at night. So I find marijuana really benefits me in that way, along with creativity and a whole bunch of other unique and beneficial ways that marijuana benefits me in my life. But most importantly, it helps me get to sleep at night. So as I was saying here, about 2 to 3 times a week after I do smoke, I might be chatting with the beautiful one, or I'm just sitting there watching some people that I think are great human experiments on YouTube here. I get a rubber ball, or I have this little red hard indoor hockey ball, and I basically just roll all the knots out of my back. So at the same time I'm getting these knots out of my back, I'm putting myself into a mental state where I'm focusing on my back and my muscles, and I'm trying to connect with the mind to muscle connection, yet at the same time I'm pondering and thinking other things. So it is a slight meditative state, and as I will describe here, this kind of flow state that I can get myself into in the gym or even at work, where I can be doing a very strenuous or mentally engaging task, yet at the same time I can be processing and thinking about something else, and while something else is basically going on in the back of my brain. I can be writing a script for a video, or I can be pondering whatever it is that's going on in my life at that time, what I should be editing, what I should be doing, or how I, pondering next video and scripting all these things up. So I believe that is very meditative state, because in that same thing, if you're breathing or just sitting there, you're doing something with your body, and then you're channeling your brain to be doing completely the opposite. I believe you can get in this flow state or this meditative state in other areas in your life. And at this point in my life where I need to be maximizing and optimizing my time as much as I can, I believe that for myself, that I have to be taking advantage of these times in my life. So I'm very glad now that I'm done building up my posture and doing all these, like I'm still experimenting with new exercises and stuff while I'm at the gym. Like I'm experimenting with all these Alpha Destiny kind of weird powerlifting movements, and I'm learning and still growing skills and knowledge in the gym. But it's not like every day is completely different. I can really get into a nice flow state and a nice meditative state. And honestly, over the last 3 to 4 months, I feel a lot more concrete and set on my journey because 1 to 2 hours a day, I'm getting this nice meditative flow state where I can just engage in some of the things I'm most passionate about, which is weightlifting and moving weights. And then along with that, I can be doing other things with my brain and processing things. So as I mentioned there, I like to use the time where I'm rolling and getting all the knots out of my back with that rubber ball, and I've just smoked some marijuana. I use that to try to engage myself into a nice meditative state, and as well while at the gym and while at work. So it's not a very meditative state, but it is the closest I've gotten over the last few years, and I think it's still benefiting and helping me along my journey. So at this moment in life, no, I am not meditating. I'm not sitting down for 10 to 15 minutes every day and engaging in a period of time where it's just me and my brain. My mother's actually been experimenting with listening to like binaural beats. So she'll lay down for 10 to 15 minutes and put headphones in, and they has like low pulses and low rhythms and low beats. And these are stuff I want to experiment around with in the future, but I would love to be getting tons of testing done on my body first. Like if I do these meditation experiments, all I can really tell you guys is how I feel from doing the meditation. I want to show you guys physical results. I want to be testing my body for a whole year straight and then start doing meditation experiments where for 6 months all I'm doing is focusing on 1 month this type of meditation, next month this kind of meditation, see how it's affecting my heart rate, my brain output, all these kind of factors I want to know. So do I hop in and I start experimenting with meditation experiments now? Should I wait till hopefully in the future I can have a lot more testing done on my body? I eventually want to get like a Fitbit and one of those kind of like readers on your body so that I'm constantly tracking the distances I walk, my heart rate during the day, my physical exercise, and I'm gonna load that all up to the internet along with my YouTube videos documenting my life and my life factors, and then we can really see, how is deep breathing meditation beneficial for a man in his life? And then hopefully we can extrapolate this and then test this on hundreds and possibly thousands of other human experiments and how it affects them. So I'm just gonna wrap up this video and end it with the rest of my comment here. And I said meditation is something that I'm very interested in diving into along with lucid dreaming. But as I mentioned earlier on in this video is that my lifestyle is very sporadic at the moment. My work schedule, my lifestyle is all over the place. Today I'm waking up and I'm loading up videos and recording videos. So I am slightly active. I'm using a little more brain power. I have to articulate myself a little differently than yesterday, where yesterday was I woke up, I did my morning experiments, and then I basically just sat and edited for 3 or 4 hours. And then the day before that, I did no Hungarian experiment work. It was all about running around for Christmas and helping shoveling, and so every day for me is a little sporadic. It's a little different. So it's very hard for me to be concrete and scheduled in terms of these type of experiments. Right now, I think some of these experiments that I'm doing, oil pulling, intermittent fasting, stomach vacuums, these are all great because I can show you guys through my sporadic and kind of chaotic lifestyle that you can still make gains, you can still build muscle, you can still keep fat off your body, you can still do all these other experiments, you can still grow and benefit, and you can read and build knowledge and build skills in this time of your life as a human being where you're 25, 26, you're possibly in the prime of your life, you have everything, your brain synapses are at the prime, your body's at its prime, and you need to be taking advantage of your time and your opportunities as much as you can. So one thing that people have been wanting me to experiment around with, and I find fascinating, I didn't even know about this till you guys left some comments there, so thank you guys so much, but it's these sun gazing experiments. So it's very meditative, And obviously you don't do it at like noon. Like I couldn't do sun gazing experiments right now. But that hour when the sun is rising and that hour when the sun is setting, that the UV rays are so low because the sun's already kind of past the earth, that you're just getting the last bit of sun rays there, is that you can gaze at the sun, and then I think you kind of build yourself up for a whole month, and then you build yourself down. So for the first day, you just gaze at the sun for a minute. Then the second day, it's 2 minutes, and then 3 minutes, and 4. And so you build yourself up to like, I think 20 minutes, and then you start to work yourself down. I'm obviously going to do more research before I dive into that experiment, but this is something where right now I'd love to do this, and I'd love to experiment and document and show it for you guys. But like today, I woke up at 11 o'clock. There's no way I could have been awake for the sun this morning, and then tonight I have to work. So the sun's going to be setting while I'm at work. So unfortunately I can't experiment around with this for right now, but this is sun gazing experiments, meditation experiments. These are all things that I want to experiment, I want to dabble in, I want to test on my own body, and then be able to give you guys my opinions on it. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. As of right now, no, I am not meditating. I'm using other aspects and other factors in my life to put myself into that meditative and in that flow state, which I believe is getting me similar, not the most optimal, but very similar benefits to meditating. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Thank you guys for all your support and all these amazing comments and all these amazing questions. You guys are absolutely amazing. Thank you guys so much. Without you guys, my journey, all of this would be futile. So thank you guys so much. Make sure you go hit that like button, and of course, leave me a comment. I am the Hungarian Experiment.